everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Here we are in the inn in Solitude. Its name escapes me. It's an Is it the Winking Skeever? It's not the Winking Skeever, surely. It's an inn anyway, that's all you need to know. What the hell am I talking about? I don't know. Is it the Winking Skeever? It is a Winking bloody Skeever. I thought it was. I just sort of got a bit confused, you know. It happens to you when you get to my age. Yes. Look at the birds in the sky. The sun not quite yet risen. Come on, Berlina. We have adventures to go to today. So, as I outlined last time, today's adventuring shall mostly be taking us towards... what's the name of the place? Folgunthur. Yes, Folgunthur is where we are going to go next to advance the next sort of line of the Gaulder legend quest. Now, to get to this location, there's two ways we can go. We can sort of meander down to the East Empire Company warehouse in the docks area around about here and just sort of cross over the water. Or we can walk all the way down to Dragon Bridge and cross the river that way. But I think we'll just go the direct route, to be perfectly frank with you. So, whilst we're walking towards our destination, last night, Elwynn, over a lovely hot bowl of rabbit stew and a rather delicious goblet or two of spiced wine, read... that's it. Oh, bloody rain. Read Book 2, Volume 2, of the Wolf Queen. So, we shall recall it as I head towards my next destination.
The Wolf Queen, Volume 2, by Waugin Jarth, Life of Queen Potema. From the pen of the 1st century 3rd era sage Montakai. 3rd era 82. A year after the wedding of his 14-year-old granddaughter, the Princess Potema, to King Mantiako of the Nordic Kingdom of Solitude, the Emperor Uriel Septim II passed on. His son Pelagius Septim II was made emperor, and he faced a greatly depleted treasury thanks to his father's poor management. As a new Queen of Solitude, Potema faced opposition from the old Nordic houses, who viewed her as an outsider. Mantiako had been widowed, and his former queen was loved. She had left him a son, Prince Bethorg, who was 2 years older than his stepmother, and loved her not. But the king loved his queen, and suffered with her through miscarriage after miscarriage, until her 29th year, when she bore him a son. The 3rd era, 97. "You must do something to help the pain!" Potema cried, baring her teeth. The healer Kelmeth immediately thought of a she-wolf in labour, but he put the image from his mind. Her enemies called her the Wolf Queen for certus, but not because of any physical resemblance. "Your Majesty, there is no injury for me to heal. The pain you feel is natural and helpful for the birth." He was going to add more words of consolation, but he had to break off to duck the mirror she flung at him. "I'm not a pig-nosed peasant girl," she snarled. "I am the Queen of Solitude, daughter of the Emperor. Summon the Daedra. I'll trade the soul of every last subject of mine for a little comfort." "My lady," said the healer nervously, drawing the curtains and blotting out the cold morning sun, "it is not wise to make such offers, even in jest. The eyes of Oblivion are forever watching for just such a rash interjection." "What would you know of Oblivion, healer?" she growled, but her voice was calmer, quieter. The pain had relaxed. "Would you fetch me that mirror I held at you?" "Are you going to throw it again, your Majesty?" said the healer with a taut smile, obeying her. "Very likely," she said, looking at her reflection. "And next time I won't miss. But I do look a fright. Is Lord Vokken still waiting for me in the hall?" "Yes, your Majesty." "Well, tell him I need to fix my hair, and I'll be with him. And leave us. I'll howl for you when the pain returns. Yes, your majesty. A few minutes later, Lord Vokken was shown into the chamber. He was an enormous bald man whose friends and enemies called Mount Vokken, and when he spoke, it was with the low grumble of thunder. The Queen was one of the very few people Vokken knew who was not the least bit intimidated by him, and he offered her a smile. My Queen, how are you feeling? He asked. Damned, but you're looking like springtide has come to Mount Vokken. I take it from your merry disposition that you've been made war chief? Only temporarily, while your husband the king investigates whether there is evidence behind the rumours of treason on the part of my predecessor, Lord Thone. If you've planted it as I've instructed, he'll find it. Potema smiled, propping herself up in the bed. Tell me, is Prince Bethorg still in the city? What a question, your highness, laughed the mountain. It's the tournament of stamina today. You know the prince would never miss that. The fellow invents new strategies of self-defense every year to show off during the games. Don't you recall last year, where he entered the ring unarmoured and after 20 minutes of fending off 6 bladesmen left the games without a scratch? He dedicated that bout to his late mother, Queen Amaditha. Yes, I recall. He's no friend to me or you, your highness, but you must give the man his due respect. He moves like lightning. You wouldn't think it of him, but he always seems to use his awkwardness to his advantage, to throw his opponents off. Some say he learned the style from the orcs to the south. They say he learned from them how to anticipate a foe's attack by some sort of supernatural power. There's nothing supernatural about it, said the Queen quietly. He gets it from his father. Mantiago never moved like that, Vokken chuckled. I never said he did, said Potema, her eyes closed and her teeth gritted together. The pain's returning. You must fetch the healer, but first I must ask you one other thing. Has the new summer palace construction begun? I think so, your highness. Do not think, she cried, gripping the sheets, biting her lips so a stream of blood dripped down her chin. Do! Make certain that the construction begins at once today. Your future, my future, and the future of this child depend on it. Go! 4 hours later, King Mantiaco entered the room to see his son. His queen smiled weakly as he gave her a kiss on the forehead. When she handed him the child, a tear ran down his face. Another one quickly followed, and then another. My lord, she said fondly, I know you're sentimental, but really. It's not only the child, though. He is beautiful, with all the fair features of his mother. Mantiaco turned to his wife sadly, his aged features twisted in agony. My dear wife, there is trouble at the palace. In truth, this birth is the only thing that keeps this day from being the darkest in my reign. What is it? Something at the tournament? Potema pulled herself up in bed. Something with Bethorg? No, it isn't the tournament, but it does relate to Bethorg. I shouldn't worry you at a time like this. You need your rest. My husband, tell me. I wanted to surprise you with a gift after the birth of our child, so I had the old summer palace completely renovated. It's a beautiful place, or at least it was. I thought you might like it. Truth to tell, it was Lord Vokken's idea. It used to be Amaditha's favourite place. Bitterness crept into the king's voice. Now I've learned why. What have you learned? Asked Potema quietly. Amaditha deceived me there with my trusted war chief, Lord Thone. There were letters between them, the most perverse things you've ever read, and that's not the worst of it. No? The dates on the letters correspond with the time of Bethorg's birth, the boy I raised and loved as a son. Mantiaco's voice choked up with emotion. He was Thone's child, not mine. My darling, said Potema, almost feeling sorry for the old man. She wrapped her arms round his neck as he heaved his sobs down on her and their child. Henceforth, he said quietly, Bethorg is no longer my heir. He will be banished from the kingdom. This child you have borne me today will grow to rule Solitude. And perhaps more, said Potema. He is the Emperor's grandson as well.
Look at those wounds.
We will name him Mantiarco II. My darling, I would love that, said Potema, kissing the king's tear-streaked face. But may I suggest Uriel, after my grandfather the Emperor, who brought us together in marriage? King Mantiarco smiled at his wife and nodded his head. There was a knock at the door. My liege, said Mount Vocken, His Highness Prince Bethorg has finished the tournament and awaits you to present his award. He has successfully withstood attacks by 9 archers and the giant scorpion we brought in from Hammerfell. The crowd is roaring his name. They are calling him the man who cannot be hit. I will see him, said King Mantiarco sadly, and left the chamber. Oh, he can be hit all right, said Potema wearily. But it does take some doing.
Righty-ho, so here we are at our destination, and yeah, if you wonder what the hell was going on back there when I was jumping across the river and I sort of just I was pressing the wrong buttons, you see. I was trying to become ethereal so I could go across without getting wet, and I fell in, pressed the wrong button, got wet, so then I used my flame cloak. Elwynn, you know, finally coming to his senses. He gets wet, stick on your flame cloak, and you become dry very quickly. The only trouble is we had to run away from Berlina like something out of Tom and Jerry, running away from us so she didn't touch us and set a flame. But anyway, that's what was going on back there, if you just wondered. So, yes, here we are, and there is a journal here. Danis Valen's journal, which we're going to read. Learn the truth from Danis Valen. 18th of Morningstar, 4th era 201. How long has it been since I first heard the Gaulder legend? 80 years? 100? I can think of nothing else now. My goal is at hand. After years of searching, I finally traced the ivory claw to a collector in Breville. His death was necessary, but I have it. At last, I have it. 3 days of non-stop riding, I reached Anvil ahead of my pursuers and took passage on the Ice Runner, bound for solitude once more. The 29th of Morningstar. The other passengers are becoming suspicious. Returning from dinner, I caught one brute rooting around in my quarters. He almost found the claw. Had the captain not intervened, I would have flayed him alive. I hope to spend the voyage sequestered in my room, reviewing my notes and preparing spells, but I need to deflect some attention from myself. I'll have to mingle, pretend to be just another petty mage, for now. 2nd of Sun's Dawn. The brute claims to be an adventurer, off to seek his fortune in the ruins of Skyrim with his companions. Perhaps I can turn this to my advantage, use them as fodder for the traps and draugr within the tombs. I can see the greed in his eyes. Yes, that should work. 3 weeks to solitude, the captain says. If I have to suffer these fools longer than that, I'll swim. 27th of Sun's Dawn. With the brute and his companions in tow, I led our band across the marsh to Folgunthur, where we made camp for the night. Little has changed since my first expedition 10 years ago, but this time I have the claw, and I will have the amulet. I spent all night preparing a synopsis of my notes, in case some fragment of the tale or piece of ancient lore may be needed to bypass the wards within the tomb. Then I cast all my books and scrolls into the fire, and reduced my life's work to ashes. At long last, today is the day of reckoning. If I cannot have the amulet, no one will. Well, well, well. It appears that he is after an amulet, this chap. Come! I wonder if he made it alive. Somehow I just think he'll be dead somewhere in here. Can't help but think. We'll find out for sure when we delve in to Folgunthur. Once again we find ourselves in ruins, and Berlina... Oh, I thought you was... I thought you weren't coming, Berlina. Gave me quite the scare. Oh boy. Right. Just gonna take my time in these ruins. No rushing about. No running. You know, no panicking when I get surrounded. Just take my time. Use my brains. Use my variety of spells that I have. And, maybe a bit of variety for a change. If there's a lot of Draugr in here, let's use some of our Draugr spells. You know, Circle of Protection or whatever it's called. Turning undead. Let's use some spells to our advantage if we can. And Berlina's going to step on the trap if she can. Oh, that's right, Berlina. That's right. Bittersweet revenge, eh? I know what I'll do. He stood there. I'll just set the trap off so he gets spiked in the face. Yes. I know I keep setting you aflame, but this is not funny anymore. Okay. He used to be an adventurer like me, and then he took an arrow to... what did he take an arrow? That's right, the knee. Ah, there seems to be a claw slot. But it's already been used. I'm not usually a pessimist, Berlina, but the sheer number of dead bodies around here is really not good. Wonder if these are all his friends. That band that he was talking about. What's this? Another slot for a claw. But again, the door's open, so I assume he's used it. Pillars to activate. No idea if they will be any use to us. They look like they've already been used again, so... Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh! I hear trouble! Circle of Protection. That's Circle of Protection. Not really required for 1 or 2 of the Draugr, but if we get surrounded we can use that. Let's see if we can turn them. Is it not Dread Zombie? Expel Date? No, that's not the right one. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Repel Undead? Turn Greater Undead? Try that one. If that fails, I have Repel in the left hand. Berlina, don't step on the trap. Please, don't do it. In fact... Oh dear, no. Sorry about that, Berlina. Turn away, Daedra! Daedra? Draugr. I keep getting my words confused. Turn, Draugr, turn! You do not want to come any closer. Because I'm going to kill you when you do. In fact, I'm going to kill you now with a fireball. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire! Oh! No! No! I'm surrounded! Circle of Protection might be required here. Help me! You can't come in my circle because you're idiots! Aha! You'll get burned, baby. You get burned. No! Can't come in here! Go away! Quick! Fire! Fire! Did we get him? That's Berlina! Ooh, look at that! He fell out dead! Feel my protection. No. Is that the right spell? No, I turned him. Ah, they're running away. Look at this. I feel so powerful. Whee! Oh! Run! You do not want to meet your doom, so run away. Run, you fool. Okay, maybe just die. Hello, guys. No, my spells are more powerful, boy. Know your place. Okay, that was fun. The variety, the spice of life, they're so right, aren't they? Right, brilliant, are you trapped here? Sorry, I should have let you through far sooner. But I just wanted to take care of things on my own, you know? Prove I'm not a complete helpless moron when it comes to the field of battle. I do have my moments, both good and bad. Anyway, I think I need some light. Candlelight, to be precise. Right. Let's just go on a looting spree, shall we? Oh, look. Fire and Darkness. That's a new book. I'll take it. Thank you so much. I'm basically only going to loot the really, really expensive stuff now. Any of these pathetic items that are not worth the bloody paper they're written on, I shall just leave for much more needy adventurers. Lovely. So there's actually quite a lot of, what's that, dwarven mace? Nah, not massively. Not massively lucrative. Okay, so, clear this little area.